This is Loughrigg Fell, between Grasmere and Ambleside. 4 square miles of rough and rocky fell country that rises to just 1,100 feet. So as Lakeland Fells go, it's not very big. But size, as they say, is not everything. Loughrigg has so much to offer that it's difficult to know where to start. It has plenty of footpaths to explore, remote tarns, rocky crags, a cave, and when the world was in black and white, it even had a 9-hole golf course. From Ambleside, the route to the top is really easy. Straight up this road, through the old golf course, and up the fell to the summit. But I'm not going that way. I'm going to nip over this wall and head towards Clapper's Gate. You see, the thing about Loughrigg is that it's 2 miles wide. Trudging straight up the middle through the old golf course is a nice walk, but I'm going view bagging, and the walk round the edge of the fell has at least 5 that have the wow factor. There's not a lot to see at first, but just over that rise things start to open up a little. That's Ambleside, all of it. Not bad for starters. The squares in the field down below are the remains of Galava Roman fort. It was built during the rule of the Emperor Hadrian, roughly 1900 years ago. It may have been built by the lake, but I'm pretty certain that the Romans would have used this viewpoint as a lookout post. After all, it gives this superb view straight down Windermere. If you take away all the trappings of modern life, the view that they would have seen 1900 years ago would not be so very different to what we see today. There'd have been more trees, the whole area was heavily forested, and I fancy that there might even have been a small Roman galleon moored up in the bay. The view behind us isn't too bad either. It's dominated by a fair field, while to the left are the Langdale Fells. Loughrigg Tarn. Definitely not big enough for a Roman galleon, but it's got a seat. Ideal for sitting and watching the world go by for a few minutes. The guidebook author Alfred Wainwright was certainly impressed with Loughrigg. He devoted 16 pages of his world-famous guide to it. He included 6 different routes to the top, and heaped praise on the fell for having more paths per square mile than any other. It has, he says, a wealth of interests and delights far out of keeping with its size and height. Can't argue with that. Wainwright liked lonely places, and it's certainly true to say that parts of the fell have a real feeling of remoteness, despite us being only a couple of miles from the centre of Ambleside. Oh good, it's nearly butty time, and as luck would have it, one of the best lunch seats in the Lake District appears to be vacant. Now that's not a view that's likely to put you off your sandwiches. Straight down the Langdale Valley. while over to the left is Wetherlam. That's Skeleth Bridge in the valley below. Looks like it's rounding up time. I don't think he wants to join in. I've left the cake for later. There's another superb view I want to show you. Just through this gate and across the field towards those trees in the distance. There we are, Loughrigg Tarn. Pretty as a picture. It's a beautiful place, but like so many of the lakes and tarns, it also has a dark side. In June 1960, a group of schoolboys on a walking holiday stopped here for lunch. They sat on the grass down there to eat the sandwiches, and since it was a nice day, some of them decided to cool off afterwards with a splash in the Tarn. Tragically, one of them didn't come out again. Beyond Loughrigg Tarn, the track heads for a minor road. This is the road that goes over the fell from Skeleth Bridge to Grasmere. Luckily, it's never very busy. Just over a quarter of a mile later, we reach Deer Bolts Wood. We're only 400 yards from one of the finest views in the Lake District. And believe it or not, we actually have to go downhill to see it. Through this gate and along the rocky track, and we soon come to a junction. The summit of Loughrigg is straight up that path, but we're sticking to the level. This is Loughrigg Terrace, one of the most popular footpaths in the Lake District. And this view is the reason why. That's Allen Bank on the other side of the lake. Wordsworth lived there for a couple of years. Evidently it wasn't much to his liking. It was cold and draughty, and the fires filled the house with smoke. I suppose the moral of that is that you should never get a house based on its view. Below is the River Rothay. Its waters are heading for Rydal, and so are we. Just at the end of Loughrigg Terrace, we take this path to the right. After a short climb, we're rewarded with another stunning view. Well, that's 4 stunning views that we've seen already. One over Windermere, Loughrigg Tarn, Grasmere from Loughrigg Terrace, and now Rydal Water, and we've still got at least 1 to go. This one's not bad. Nab Scar from across Rydal water. And we get a lovely view of Helm Crag in the far distance. But the one I'm thinking of is very different to the others. For one thing, it's inside. Rydal Caves. Wainwright asserted that it was possible to get the whole of the population of Ambleside into this cave, all at the same time, although not without some of them getting their feet wet. He never fully explained why anybody would want to do that. This was actually once a slate quarry, and the quarrymen have inadvertently left behind a stunning natural artwork, crafted by nothing more than a mixture of gunpowder and muscle. Just outside the cave entrance is another footpath to the top of the fell, but we are continuing to resist the temptation and heading down to lake level. Passing by the lower caves as we go, as well as this all but dried up stream. It will not be like that for long if this weekend's weather forecast comes true. We're going to end our walk by heading off down the old quarry track to get one last look at Rydal water before heading back to Ambleside along the minor road that runs under Loughrigg, leaving the walk through the old golf course to the summit for another day.